as we get you set for a jam-packed PBC pay-per-view event available on Prime Video, and it all begins this Saturday night, March 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And of course, it is all headlined by the WBC Super Welterweight World Champion, Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora, taking on the former Unified Champion, Keith one-time Thurman, live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. In our co-main event, we will see rising young Cuban star Yoenis Diaz square off against top contender Brian Mendoza in a 12-round super welterweight showdown. Plus, we got the undefeated top-rated middleweight Yoeli Hernandez as he takes on the battle-tested U.S. Olympian Terrell Gausha in a 10-round bout. And plus, we'll be opening up the pay-per-view card with the undefeated heavyweight slugger Gergen Hovhannisyan as he faces the hard-hitting Cesar Navarro in a 10-round heavyweight bout. Tickets are still available and on sale now through AXS.com. In addition to being available for purchase on a Prime Video, regardless of your Prime membership, fans can also continue to access the telecast through traditional cable and satellite outlets as well as PPV.com. This event is promoted by TGV Promotions and Samson Boxing, and it is all sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Now, before we get to our pay-per-view fighters, I'm going to bring up a man that helped put this card together. You know him well, the president of TGV Promotions, Mr. Tom Brown.
Thank you, Miguel. I got to tell you, I'm really excited about the undercard guys that just fought, but they're going to be on the prelim show. Elijah Garcia, 22-year-old top super middleweight prospect. Gallegos, 20-year-old prospect, fighting his first 10-rounder from right here in Las Vegas. And of course, Brian Gonzalez. So I'm really looking forward to that portion of the show also, all three lefties. But this pay-per-view show is going to be great. Like Miguel said, we open up with the big boys, the heavyweights. Everyone always loves it when you got heavyweights on the card. We got big bangers here with Gergen Hovhannisyan, the big Goog. He's 9-0 with 8 KOs, trained by Hall of Famer Joe Goosen, taking on Cesar Chaka Navarro. You know, you got to be in your seats early for this one because someone's going to go. Navarro, I think he's got 10 first-round knockouts out of his 13 whacks, so get in your seats early. And then we move into the middleweights, and with Yo-Yo Hernandez, you know, like I said yesterday, some guys in the reporters, this guy is scary. He's already ranked #1 in the WBA. He's #4 in the WBC, and I believe he's one of the top 4 middleweights in the world. We just had Carlos Adames fight over this past weekend. He got Alexander Lara, and then Jesus Ramos with the WBC interim title. So it's a hot division and it's getting better. But look at, he's got a wily veteran on his hands. Terrell Gausha, top amateur, he represented the United States in the 2012 Olympics, and he's just a veteran that knows his way around the ropes, and he's got that X factor with his trainer also. So that's going to be a great one. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. And then we move into the co-feature. This fight I'm really looking forward to with Brian Medina and Diaz. I mean, something's going to happen in this fight. It's going to be bombs away. We got 2 former interim world champions. They were both training. Everyone says it was short notice. Bullshit. We had one guy on standby and one guy was training to fight down in Orlando. So it's going to be great. Leading to the main event, I'll let Samson talk a little bit more about Fundora and Thurman. You know, we were supposed to get that off in October. We've done all this talk, and it's finally here. It's the hottest division in boxing. I believe Sebastian Fundora is the best super welterweight in the world today. And that's saying a lot in that division. And if Keith can pull this thing off, it stamps him as a first ballot Hall of Famer. So it's a real interesting night, some great fights, and I'm looking forward to seeing him on Saturday. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tom. As we now will turn things over to a man that is a legend of the sport. He is got one of the best eyes for talent, and again, he is back in his champion here to my right, Sebastian Fundora. Please help me welcome Samson Lukowitz from Samson Boxing.
Good afternoon, thank you very much to be here. Well, Saturday night is the fight. We have a veteran, great champion, but he never saw the towering inferno. He's talking, I love it, the way he's talking, but the towering inferno, it be a fire on Saturday. And I want to tell you good luck, but I've been lying to you. So what I say, that it be a great fight, and I'm looking forward to prove one more time that Sebastian Fundora is one of the best, if not the best, super welter fighter. Well, the rest of the card is a wonderful all action, so don't miss March 28th. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
All right, thank you, Samson. And now it's time to hear from our fighters. This man will be helping open up the pay-per-view card, coming in with 15 victories, 13 by knockout, opposite of 3 defeats. 26 years of age, representing Phoenix, Arizona. He's coming into this one off some momentum after back-to-back TKO victories. Please help me welcome Cesar Chaca Navarro.
First off, I want to thank God for this opportunity. Opportunities like this don't come around often. On March 28th, I'm going to step into the MGM against Gurjan, a tough opponent. We know it's not going to be an easy fight. That's why we got it. I like to challenge myself. I'm proud to say that I represent Phoenix and my Mexican roots every time I step into the ring. Fighters from where I'm from, they know how to work, they know how to grind, and they know how to fight with the heart. On March 28th, I'm coming to represent my city, my culture, and everybody who believe in me. So, Mexico and Phoenix, Arizona, this one's for you.
All right, now let's hear from his opponent. This man, undefeated, 9 victories, 8 by knockout. He's the Armenian native fighting out of Los Angeles, California, trained by the legendary Joe Goosen. He is ranked number 10 by the WBA, and he makes his 2026 debut after 2 dominating wins in 2025. Please help me welcome Gurgen Big Goog Hovanesian.
Hi everyone. I want to say thank God for this beautiful opportunity. Thanks Tom Brown, Al Heyman, Louis DeCubis Sr., Louis DeCubis Jr. I don't like talk a lot. I just say I'm ready to show good boxing on the Saturday night. Thank you.
That is our heavyweight bout, opening up the pay-per-view card. Now, we'll move on to a man that's coming in with 24 victories, 12 by knockout, opposite of 5 defeats and 1 draw. Born in Cleveland, Ohio, but now fighting out of Encino, California, where he is trained by the renowned Manny Robles. He has faced a who's who of champions and contenders throughout his career. Erislandy Lara, Tim Zhu, Erickson Lubin, and Austin Trout, just to name a few. He's been a long-time veteran of the sport, a U.S. Olympian. Please help me welcome Terrell Gachet.
I just want to thank God for being here. I want to thank Al Heyman, PBC, Tom Brown, TGB Promotions, all of y'all for coming out. Hey, I fought everybody. You can check my resume. I don't talk a lot, but I handle my business in the ring. I train hard. I want to give y'all a good fight, and this is what it's about. Fight the best. You got to fight the best to beat the best, and that's what it's about. So I'll see y'all March 28th.
And now we go to his opponent, who is coming into this one with a ton of hype around him. He is undefeated, 9 victories, 8 by knockout. He is ranked number 1 by the WBA, number 2 by the WBC, and number 3 by the WBO at 160 pounds. He has had a sensational amateur career in Camagüey, Cuba. He has most recently added 3 victories in 2025, including shutting out a unanimous decision victory over Kyron Davis last May. This man is ready for that next step. Please help me welcome Yoenli Hernandez.
Buenas. Gracias a todas las personas que han hecho esto posible. Y nada, una vez más aquí en Las Vegas. Vengo por otra victoria más. Yo y el diablo en la casa, ustedes saben.
Hi everyone. I'm just here. I come here for another victory, another fight here in Las Vegas, and I don't say much, but I'm ready.
All right, that will be a middleweight bout on our pay-per-view card. Now we'll turn over to our co-main event Saturday night. This man comes in 23 victories, 17 by knockout, opposite of 4 defeats. Originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and now fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He became an interim champion in 2023 with the knockout over Sebastian Fundora, who's in our main event tonight, in one of the year's biggest upsets in 2023. He traveled to Australia to challenge Tim Tszyu for his world title. And then he also faced top contenders, including Jesus Ramos Jr. and Sergey Bohachuk. This man is looking to get back to the top. Please help me welcome Brian La Bala Mendoza.
First of all, I want to thank God, for the opportunity, putting everything together. I need to thank Luis de Cobas Jr. and the whole PBC family putting this together. There's short kings. I feel like I'm the short notice king at this point. They called me in 3 weeks. They think they're getting me off the couch, but we've been training. I've been, with my new coach Richard Barrientos for the past over a year. Just fine tuning stuff, working, improving, and I'm just super excited. This fight feels like when they called me to fight Jason Rosario on 9 days' notice. My back was against the wall. I was facing obscurity, and I'm just super motivated. You guys saw what I did when my back was against the wall that time, and I feel like I'm in the same position, just as motivated, if not more, and just super ready to go. So stay tuned. This entire card's stacked. I feel like people were sleeping on this card, down from the prelims, to Kaipo and them on there, and this entire card. There's going to be a lot of knockouts. I believe mine will be one of them. I do plan on another emphatic big victory. So stay tuned. Lock in. This is going to be a great card to check out all the way from the prelims, like I said. So let's go. Let's get ready to go, and I appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you, Brian. And now let's turn the attention to his opponent with the record of 11 victories, 8 by knockout, and just 1 blemish. A native of Santiago de Cuba, Cuba, 25 years of age. He captured the interim WBA title with a 2025 triumph over former world champion Julian Williams. And then he dropped a tough decision to the eventual 154-pound champion Abbas Barral last August. But he did bounce back with a win with a December stoppage of Kendo Castañeda. Please help me welcome the very talented Yoenli Hernandez.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Yoenli, el bandolero T, y me siento muy agradecido con la oportunidad. Gracias a Luisito de Cuba, gracias a mi equipo de promoción, gracias a mi equipo de trabajo. Y primero que todo quiero dedicarle esta pelea el sábado a mi patria, a Cuba, que está pasando por un proceso ahora mismo, un proceso bastante difícil. Y nada, una oportunidad grande también poder estar en la misma cartelera de un hermano mío cubano, cosa que no se hacía hace muchísimo tiempo, no sé si se había hecho. Y nada, esperen lo mejor del bandolero de el sábado y vamos a dar buen show. Gracias.
Well, I want to thank everyone for being here. This is a great opportunity. My country is going through very hard times, and I dedicate this fight to my country, Cuba. And nothing, I'm just ready to go and show what I'm made of.
All right, and now we are set for our main event. First off, I'd like to introduce a man with 31 victories, 23 by knockout, and just 1 defeat. From Clearwater, Florida, he is one of the most accomplished fighters of this era, the former unified welterweight champion of the world. He's defeated the likes of Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Robert Guerrero, and Mario Barrios, just to name a few. And in March last year, he officially moved up to 154 pounds with a knockout of Brock Jarvis, and he now looks to add another major victory and another world title to his resume. Please help me welcome Keith, one-time Thurman.
What's up, everybody? It's been a beautiful time, beautiful build-up, long time coming with everything that happened in October. But this is a great man here, great champion. He wanted a great fight. So, you know, we're making this happen, people. You know, this is PBC. It should be called PB Me, you know. I've been doing this for a long time, man. I was the face of PBC early on, and come March 28th, you guys will see why it was and will be Keith Thurman when you guys talk about Premier Boxing Champions, man. Sebastian Fundora has had some great wins in the last 2 years. He's been evolving to become a greater champion than he was before, and that's what it's all about, man. Boxing, smart, learning from your mistakes, and just being better. But there's always somebody out there who's got your number, man. Always somebody, you know, and I believe I got it. Plus, you know, your man Mendoza here, we were just chatting. He gave me the cheat code. He said, it's up, up, left, down, move to the left, move to the right, check hook. They give him the right, 99-9, all right? So we're gonna give you that flashback, baby. Don't worry, you might have forgot. It's okay. I don't know, you see his face? You remember a little bit? A little bit, you remember it? Don't worry, I'll help you remember come March 28th, all right? Look, man, this is boxing. This is greatness. You think I'm here for the belt? You think I'm here for you, for the fame? Man, I'm here to make history. This is history in the making come March 28th. And thank you, everybody, and God bless.
All right, what a start. Now let's turn it over to the champ. This man, 23 wins, 15 by knockout, opposite of 1 defeat and 1 draw. He is the reigning WBC Super Welterweight World Champion. This man has always been active, willing to take on anybody. This was supposed to get on in October last year, but with the hand injury, suffered a little bit of a setback, but he was like, no, we gotta do this. It may just be a little bit of a setback, but we're gonna push it, and now we have it here on Fight Week, March 28th, it all goes down. He ended up with a dominating performance last July over Tim Zeus, stopping him after 7 rounds. He is a native of Coachella, California, trained by his father, Freddie, and alongside his sister, the undisputed flyweight world champion, Gabriela Fundora, as they make up the first brother-sister in boxing history to simultaneously hold world championships. Please help me welcome the man, Sebastian, the Towering Inferno Fundora.
I'd like to thank Heyman. Yeah, there you go. I'd like to thank Heyman. I'd like to thank Samson and PBC for giving me this opportunity versus a great former champion. We're gonna have a great night, you know, Saturday, March 28th. You know, expect the Towering Inferno to burn Las Vegas down again. So that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sebastian. Now, let's hear a little bit more from our fighters. First off, we'll start with our heavyweights, opening up this pay-per-view card. I will start first with you, Navarro. You're coming into this one. You are the clear underdog coming into it. Nobody has been able to figure out Gergen in this one. How are you going to be able to be the first man to give him his first defeat?
You know, I'm Mexican, I fight, I do this for a living, you know, so we're just going to go in there and do what we have to do in order for us to get that victory.
I turn it over to you, Gergen, Big Goog, as many call you. You are a heavyweight that has been on the come up, undefeated, really have not had any difficulty at all throughout your career early on. What do you feel like you need to do this Saturday against Navarro to make a statement not only to him, but to the rest of the heavyweight division that I want one of these bigger names out there, I'm ready for one of these names?
Yeah, of course I'm ready. I like to do same every time I have respect my opponent. I go and I do my job, what I know.
All right, short and sweet. He looks to show it all this Saturday, March 28th. Now we'll turn things over to our middleweights. As I'll start with you, Gaché. You have seen pretty much everything in the sport. You faced champions on top of champions, and you've proven to be tough opponents against those guys. They've been difficult fights for those champions. How are you dealing and how do you assess all the hype that's been made of Yoeli Hernandez?
You got the March 28th. We're gonna stop this narrative about being a tough opponent for the champions. We're gonna switch that narrative up. I'm a competitor. I'm a fighter. I don't really look at Yoeli Hernandez like everybody hype it up. It's just another fight, but he's tough. I fought everybody. I'm an old school fighter. I fight the best. That's what I'm about, but I'm coming to win. I ain't here for all that. That's it.
All right, over to you, Yoeli. You heard him. He is, obviously he's gone with the top fighters, but he said, I'm not just here to just be a tough opponent and another name on your resume. I'm here to defeat you. You know, what does beating someone of Gaché's stature do and prove to the rest of the middleweight division Saturday night?
No ven. No vengo a ser nada más un oponente difícil para ti. Vengo a demostrar que soy mucha pieza para ti, que es para ti. Ahora, ¿tú cómo crees que vas a hacer en contra de él con esta oportunidad que tienes frente a ti?
Aquí no hay oponente difícil para nadie, y mucho menos para mí.
There is no difficult opponent for God, and there's no difficult opponent for me neither.
All right, Yoeli Hernandez, Terrell Gaché, this Saturday, March 28th from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Now we go over to our co-main event, Yoenis Tejas, Brian Mendoza, and Brian, I'll start with you. You're excited, you say you got this fight on short notice, but what an opportunity it is for you. Do you feel like this is a must-win fight at this point in your career?
Exactly. Just the way I saw that, the Jason Rosario fight, they called me 9 days to fight this former unified champion at 160. I had to go up to the weight class he was comfortable at, and that was the same thing. The fight before that, I was in the swing bout. You know, like what I always said, you know, they're taking on the ropes, the lights basically, the fans are clearing out, but I know where I belong. I belong at the top of this division. And this is, you know, a definite must-win, and I will win. Not because, you know, sure, short notice and everything, but we've been grinding nonstop, you know, for the last year or so. Just staying ready, improving my game, and just covering all bases. So, you know, this is last minute, but I'm the one with the experience here. I've been at this level. I've shown, you know, I can get victories at this level, and I think the experience is what's going to make the difference in this fight.
And now over to you, Yoenis. You know, taking on a guy like Mendoza, who has proven that he can beat the best in the division, as he proved a couple of years ago against Fundora. A win over him does what for your career?
Él ha probado que le ha ganado a los mejores, ha probado que está en los mejores peleadores, con una ganada como contra Sebastián Fundora. Una ganada para ti contra él, ¿qué significa?
Primero que todo, él es un peleador que, como todo, sí, ha tenido buenas guerras, se ha enfrentado a los mejores, con los mejores. Yo en mi corta carrera también yo creo que me he enfrentado con los mejores. Ganarle a él no va a ser una cosa que sea algo muy difícil ni algo que sea del otro mundo, ya que yo sí me encuentro en el nivel. Por ahí estuve escuchando en una entrevista que él dijo que yo no estaba al nivel. Yo creo que eso es una falta de respeto, porque él sabe que yo sí estoy al nivel.
Well, for me too. I've been, in my short career, I've been proven that I fought difficult opponents and worthy of the level that I am. And he has heard that he has said that I'm at his level. But he'll see I'm at his level. I'm at his level, and I'm here to prove it.
That's going to be an absolute banger of a co-main event. Yoenis Tejas, Brian Mendoza on Saturday, March 28th. Now, let's go to our main event. Keith Thurman, Sebastian Fundora, 12 rounds for the WBC Super Welterweight World Title. Keith, I'll start with you. There really, throughout your career, we've known you as a world champion for so much of it. There's not been many times you're coming into a fight as the underdog, as the hunter. How do you feel coming in that role against Fundora?
Yeah, like you're saying, you know, there's been many times throughout my career, and for the longest time, I mean, you just could not find any underdog stats, right? I was favored in just the majority of all of my matchups, probably 90%. So at the end of the day, you know, this is, being in this scenario, being the hunter, you know, it's just a lot of fun, you know? You get to just be that lion, the tiger, you know, on the prowl, and there's nothing like becoming world champion when you take it from the previous champion, and especially a highly qualified champion such as Sebastian Fundora. So, you know, for me, the 28th is not just another fight. It's not just another event. For Keith One-Time Thurman, this is 30 years of dedication. You guys are not gonna watch one training camp in action. You're gonna watch 30 years of living a dream, and you're gonna watch that manifest in one night.
Thank you, Keith. And now, over to you, Sebastian. You heard him in his opening comments. He said that, you know, he spoke with Mendoza. He's going to give you some flashbacks of that night, which I'm sure it's fair to say is probably the lowest point of your career. But you bounced back, and you've proven you're the top of the division with being the WBC World Champion. What do you make of Keith saying, you know, I'm going to give you that reminder of what that was like?
He talks. He likes to talk. Thurman's a good talker. You know, we've been building this fight up for that. Actually, I feel like he's been building up mostly. But you know, it's just that's how he is. Great champion. But Saturday night, I plan to crash the party.
Back to you, Keith. You have stated several times in the build-up for this fight that you're the final boss. What version of Keith Thurman are we going to see fight night?
Like I just stated, man, you're gonna see the version that I am today. You're gonna see 30 years of greatness, blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice, knowledge, wisdom, just the flow, you know. It's gonna be poetry in motion, you know, from my intellect, from the power to the swiftness of my feet. Fundora's gonna be in the ring with everything that I have, everything that I can give, you know. At 37, there's no reason to hold back. We don't know how many more times I can climb the ladder to get a glorious moment like this out of the sport of boxing. With all the random politics, you never know what's around the corner what's happening next in the sport, whether one day they love you, one day they hate you, you know, so it's my job to just give it my all. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I know you people are too. This is going to be a great night of boxing, baby. Don't miss it.
Over to you, Sebastian. You've coming off 2 straight stoppage wins. You know, you are continuing, it seems like with every fight you get better and better. Do you feel like you're just starting to enter your prime now, even though you've been champion for a bit?
I think it's just growing up, becoming more mature with every fight. You know, with every fight they keep giving me harder tasks. So, you know, with that, you kind of can learn on the job as well with these opponents. You know, it's just, you know, just that's boxing. I guess the more you fight, the more you get better, the more you get comfortable with what you're doing, you know, because these are hard fights, world-class fights, and we're just learning on the job.
Over to you, Keith. You know, as we all know, Fundora, one of the most unique world champions at 154 we probably have ever seen. The size advantage, the pressure that he brings. What is the key Saturday night for you to neutralize that?
To hit this motherfucker hard. Point blank, period. Hurt the boy. Send him home, beltless. You know, I mean, this is boxing. Hit, don't get hit. But this boy, you know, he gets hit. He's used to trading. He's used to going at it and just being relentless. That's why he's a flame. Fire doesn't end. Fire just keeps coming and consuming and going and burning and burning. But, you know, I'm here to put that fire out.
Back to you, Sebastian. You know, Keith has said you're going to realize what a legend is this Saturday night. What do you make of that? And also, with the fighters that you've faced, Tim Tszyu, the Erickson Lubins, you know, where does Keith rank amongst those names as far as preparing for an opponent going into a fight?
Probably one of the biggest for sure. But again, I just see it as another fight. You know, big fights. These are big fights. I'm very, very grateful to be fighting on such a big fight and platform, of course. But you know, I just gotta take it as my job. This is work for me, and you know, it's time to clock in on Saturday.
Ain't no test like the Thurman test.
And now over to you, Keith. I mean, we heard Tom Brown say it. President TGB said that if you defeat Sebastian Fundora, that pretty much stamps your ticket as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is that how you view it as well?
When I beat Sebastian Fundora, many great things will be said about Keith Thurman. Many articles will be written about Keith Thurman. And yes, Keith Thurman will be a Hall of Fame.
Sebastian, over to you. You know, there's been a lot of talk, and I know you're not crazy about the talk, you don't really pay attention to it, but obviously, you know, people talk about the Boots Ennis of the world, the Virgil Ortizes of the world. Do you feel slightly disrespected when they don't bring up the Sebastian Fundoras of the world?
As of right now, no. You know, look who I'm fighting, look where I'm at, look what I'm doing. You know, I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed. You know, to be looking at other people's plates is kind of disrespectful to myself. You know, I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
He's the champ. I'll go over to you, Keith. Saturday night, it's all on the line. March 28th, you have been gearing up for this opportunity. How does it all go down, and what is your prediction for Saturday night?
It's just been a long time making, a lot of hype, a lot of talk. It's been fun. I enjoy a good build-up, but you know, I don't know about what's all going down. I just know Sebastian Fundora is going down, and you know, it's as soon as I land a great punch, man. It could be early, it could be late, but 12 rounds is not up for debate.
Over to you, Sebastian. Your response, he says it ain't going 12 rounds, and he's going to be the champ. How do you see it playing out?
I definitely don't see it going 12 rounds. I think this is going to be a good fight, very powerful fight. but of course with me with my hand raised at the end of the night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event. Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora, WBC Super Welterweight World Champion Keith, one-time Thurman. It all goes down Saturday night from MGM Grand Garden Arena. PBC pay-per-view Prime Video. You do not want to miss it. We'll now have our fighters pose for photos. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we look forward to seeing you all at our weigh-in tomorrow.
You guys just want to step to the side with one fighter at a time. Everybody's going to face off. You guys just want to take a step to the side. We're going to start with the heavyweights and work our way up, okay? Jurgen, you're going to go head to head right here. Right in front, right in front, right in front.